Welcome to the Ill Blur Matty 365 channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share the channel, Brother Blur from the Midwest. Ooh. Welcome back, Legends community. It is Ill Blur Matty 365, and today I'm back with a new video. And today's new video is actually on something that I've already talked about on my channel. So this will, in fact, be a continuation video to my Perfect Dark video. It came out a while back. I learned some new information that I came across recently. And actually, this is something that I'm sure people want to talk and even comment about when it comes down to it. So we all know that Perfect Dark, for people that don't know, has been officially canceled. It's not coming out this year. They did do a showcase to show us what the game was going to be like. But now there's new info surfacing online on what this game potentially was going to be like, but also the main reason this game got canceled. All right, so let's talk about it. So Perfect Dark, the third reboot to the game, actually was gonna go in a direction that I was not unaware of when it come to think of it now, is that this actual game was going to have a new gameplay system dealing with the adrenaline level in the environment that you were in. And honestly, I think it's really cool that they stepped it up. It's a little bit different from the previous entries when it comes to the environment, gameplay-wise, and having this new gameplay system dealing with the character that you're playing with. Very innovative, different, unique. Hey, that's all I really can say about that. I thought it's cool. I thought it was a really cool concept. I'm not really for sure if it would have had pros or cons because the game is canceled. We're not getting it this year. So, you know, that's the thing. But it is something that is new in a cool way. That's all I can say. Now, the next thing is what this game was going to be like when it comes down to you know, actual levels. So apparently, the game actually was going to be an episode season pass. Now, I'm not necessarily surprised by this because the era that we live in now, DLCs, season passes. All right, it's one or the other. You getting a DLC or you're gonna get a season pass. I'm not really for certain if that would have been successful. I'm just gonna say that. But it's definitely a risk. I'm not gonna lie. I think for the third entry of a Perfect Dark game as a reboot, it seemed like Microsoft and the studios that were working on this game were really thinking be innovative. Like they were trying things I just heard about in the other entries of Perfect Dark. So I'm like, oh, they really over there cooking. They said, look, we want to add these things to it, like, you know, like seasoning and all these different ingredients to make something unique and cool and people will want to play it. Now let's talk about the why, because the why is out there. So the reason why the Perfect Dark game got canceled is gonna surprise a lot of people. But like I said, one of the games that they talked about is actually one of them. So apparently there's a gap when it comes to these two gaming franchises. The first one is 007. And I can see it. It seemed like Microsoft is invested in a new James Bond game when it comes down to it. And honestly, it was time. It was time to do something different with 007. From what I saw, he's going to be a younger James Bond and him working for, you know what I'm saying, the spy agency and everything. I'm glad. I'm really glad that maybe Microsoft sees potential in the game and Ashley's just starting over again because this is going to be a reboot as well when it comes down to it. And then the next game that has had a bridge and a gap in the market when it comes to sales is no other than Metal Gear Solid. I've actually seen people play the game, I can understand that that game is probably a moneymaker, just like 007. They're both stealth games, both shooters. Very interesting. I guess Microsoft just didn't really fully believe that this game could be a success. Maybe that's what it was. They realized like Perfect Dark can't make James Bond sales when it comes to video games. And maybe the same thing for Metal Gear Solid. They probably looked at the numbers. It's like, you know what? Do we want to invest some more money in a game that we're not really for sure that's gonna actually be successful for next year, 2026? And they probably said no. We're gonna shut down the studio by laying off people, but also we're gonna cancel the game. Woo! Man, the more you learn. All right, so it is the hardest working blogger on YouTube, guys. You tell me in the comments, are you surprised that Microsoft decided to invest in 2 other gaming franchises instead of the Perfect Dark reboot? It is the hardest working blogger on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much for commenting and engaging with me, liking because you like the videos, sharing so I can get on the YouTube algorithm, and also subscribing so I can grow my community because, like I said before, I want to see my community grow just like everybody else wants to see the community grow. It is the hardest working blogger on YouTube, guys, and I'm out, legends. Thanks for watching the channel. The blur from the middle of the map, it'll blur Matic 365.